Kia ora koutou, Reese from QuickSense here, and today we're looking at exponential equations. So in this question we're asked to find the value of x, and unfortunately, up to this point, we haven't actually learnt the opposite of to the power of, right? If I'm trying to find x squared equals something, then I can square root both sides, because that's the opposite. But the opposite of an exponential is something called a logarithm, and until we've learnt that, we need to think about it a little bit differently. Here's how we think about it. 3 times itself, how many times is equal to 9? Well, 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Therefore, 3 to the power of 2 equals 9, which means that x is equal to 2. Now, as with any tricky exponential question, we're going to have to keep in mind some rules. And as we go along, we're going to write them down. Now, the first thing I see is this here, a to the power of 0. Now, anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Right? Anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So that means we can ignore this. Right? This here doesn't matter, because anything times 1 is itself. So I can just focus on the rest. Now, I'm going to leave the left-hand side to itself for the moment. 2ab plus 4. And I'm going to try and resolve the right-hand side. Half -1, a -1, -3b. Now, what does this mean? Negative b, right? Well, that means 1 over x to the positive b. It doesn't mean a negative number, right? It's a different kind of relationship. So it's 1 over the positive indices. So let's look at these in isolation. Right, this one here. Well, what does that become? That becomes 1 over a half to the power of 1, which is just a half. 1 divided by a half is equal to 2. So on the top here, we have 2 over, and again, we have, let's have a look here, a to the -1. Let's do that here. 1 over a to the 1, which gives me this here. And I'm still to the -3b at the moment. Looking at this fraction now, this, I'm going to move even further to the right now, is the same thing as 2 divided by 1 over a. Because we're dividing by a fraction, that's the same as 2 times a over 1. I flip that fraction, which is equal to 2a. Okay, so we have 2a to the -3b. And now, because I have the same base, right, we can see that here, 2a on this side and 2a on this side, I know that b plus 4 must be equal to -3b, right? So if x to the a is equal to x to the b, a equals b. How else could it be true? All right, and now we're going to resolve this question here. Well, the first thing I want to do is get all the b's on one side, so I minus b. Leaves me with 4 equal to -3 take away 1, minus 4b. Divide both sides by -4. Move the b to the left-hand side just so it looks nicer. 4 divided by -4 is -1. So, what is the value of b? B is equal to -1.